Before humanity's engines roared, before our footprints scarred the soil, the planet itself was a masterpiece, painted in feathers, fur, and scales. Every continent breathed its own colors. Every ocean shimmered with light older than the moon. But as millennia passed, the chorus of creation began to fade. Forests fell, rivers dimmed. Species that had endured ice ages vanished in a single century. Yet a few remain, whispers of an older earth, guardians of what once was. Some hide in volcanic craters where time stands still. Others glide through the deepest seas where sunlight has never touched. Each one a survivor of catastrophe, a flicker of hope. The axolotl, for instance, a smiling salamander found only in Mexico's shrinking Xochimilco canals, has the power to regrow its heart, limbs, even its spine. To the Aztecs, it was the spirit of a god in disguise, refusing to leave the water. Today, pollution and urban sprawl have left fewer than 1,000 in the wild. Scientists keep breeding them in labs, hoping their strange genes might one day heal humans too. Far away, beneath the jungles of Indonesia, lives a creature that looks like it was designed by a sculptor in the dark, the Komodo dragon. The last of the giant lizards that once roamed with dinosaurs, it carries venom strong enough to paralyze prey 10 times its size. For centuries, locals called it Ura, the land crocodile, and believed it guarded the spirits of warriors. But even the dragon's island fortress is shrinking under the rising sea. And in the Pacific, a bird with feathers as blue as starlight, the akikiki of Hawaii, hums softly against extinction. Once common on the slopes of Mauna Loa, only a handful now survive. Mosquito-borne disease, carried by warming winds, is erasing their song. Each recorded call may soon be the last. The world you're about to see is not fantasy. It is reality on the brink. A gallery of creatures rarer than diamonds, each carrying stories of evolution, struggle, and improbable beauty. Tonight, we journey into that forgotten kingdom. From ice-capped tundras to coral cathedrals, from the canopy to the abyss. A voyage through time, through genes, through wonder. Because before we can save what remains, we must first remember what we're about to lose. In the silence of the northern wilderness, something moves against the white. Not a streak of red, not the blur of brown, but silver, liquid silver, flowing through the snow. The silver fox, a myth made flesh. Its fur shimmers with light, every hair tipped in frost metal gray. This is no ordinary fox, but a melanistic marvel, a genetic shadow, born when the body creates too much pigment instead of too little. Once, these foxes were hunted to near extinction, their coats sold for fortunes in London's fur markets. By the end of the 1800s, the silver ghosts had almost vanished. Today, in the wild forests of Canada and Siberia, only a few still glide between the trees, phantoms of profit and beauty. But the forest is not the only place where nature experiments with pattern. Across the plains of South Africa, a flash of motion breaks the tall grass. a king cheetah. Look closely. Its spots have melted into bold stripes, as if painted by the brush of a storm. This regal cat was once thought to be an entirely new species. It's not. It's a rare mutation in the African cheetah's DNA, a recessive gene that changes how pigment spreads through the coat. Only when two carriers meet by chance, a miracle of odds, is a king born. Fewer than 50 exist on Earth, most under the watch of sanctuaries and scientists. Imagine being that rare, a single roll of the genetic dice away from disappearing forever. And yet, the cheetah's kingdom hides more secrets. On the wind-swept hills of the Ethiopian highlands stalks its mountain cousin, the Ethiopian wolf, slender, fiery red, the rarest canid on the planet. Only about 300 survive, hunting giant rats among the alpine grass. One outbreak of rabies could erase them all. Scientists trek for days through thin air to vaccinate them, a race against both altitude and extinction. Further south, under the moonlit savannas, another elusive hunter walks in silence. The African black serval. To most, servals are golden cats speckled with ink-black dots. But this one is the opposite, pitch black with faint silver rings. It is melanism again, rewriting the code of camouflage. Few people have ever seen one outside of a camera trap. When its eyes catch the light, they glow like twin fires in the night. From foxes draped in shadow to cheetahs wearing stripes meant for royalty, these creatures remind us that nature is not uniform. It is an artist, wild, unpredictable, and endlessly inventive. But artistry this delicate cannot survive chaos. Habitat loss, poaching, climate change. Every generation of these rare predators is a smaller echo of the last. And yet, somewhere tonight, a silver fox still crosses a frozen river. A king cheetah still runs beneath the African sun. And the wild still whispers, "I'm not finished creating yet." Nature loves rules, yet lives to break them. Deep inside the emerald jungles of the Amazon, a flash of impossible pink clings to a leaf. It isn't a flower, it's an insect. The pink katydid, a grasshopper dressed for a masquerade. While its green cousins vanish into the canopy, this one glows like a living jewel. Its secret? A rare condition called erythrism, a mutation that replaces green pigment with red. Beautiful, yes, but deadly. Its color betrays it to every predator. To be pink in a world of green is to live as a beacon in the dark. But the jungle is not the only place where colors go rogue. Beneath the cold Atlantic waves, a trap rises from the deep, and in it a miracle. A blue lobster. Shell shining like sapphire, eyes reflecting cobalt fire. 1 in 2 million. A genetic misprint floods its shell with astaxanthin protein, turning brown into blue. Fishermen call them the ocean's lottery. Most return them to the sea, too rare to eat, too perfect to sell. Rarer still, a ghost haunts the same depths, the white lobster. Translucent, unpigmented, a spirit in shell form. Leucism, not albinism, drains its color, but leaves its eyes dark. Odds? 1 in 100 million. To see one alive is to witness a living pearl crawling across the ocean floor. Yet perhaps the strangest hues belong to creatures far smaller. In the humid forests of Madagascar, a chameleon the size of a fingernail breathes color like air. The Bruchea micra, the tiniest chameleon on Earth, can change from bronze to violet to pearl within seconds, a survival dance against its own predators. Its cells act like prisms, bending light instead of reflecting it. No artist could have imagined it first. And then, in the black rivers of the Amazon, a shadow rises that glows like dawn, a pink river dolphin. Muscular, scarred, and intelligent, the last survivor of a forgotten lineage. As it matures, its gray skin flushes into a rosy blush, the result of capillaries close to the surface. Local tribes once called it the Encantado, the Enchanted One, a shape-shifter spirit that could walk among humans by night. But pollution and dams have turned its waters silent. Every year, fewer spirits return to the surface. From glowing lobsters to blushing dolphins, from crimson insects to prism-scaled lizards, these are nature's defiance of monotony. Proof that life itself is an artist, painting with chance, not symmetry. But color can be a curse. To shine in the wild is to stand out, and those who shine brightest often fade first. Still, as the sun filters through the leaves and the ocean swells with light, somewhere out there, a pink katydid hums unseen. A blue lobster glides between rocks, and a dolphin breaks the river's surface, painting the water with the color of survival.
To be born white in a world built on camouflage is to be beautiful and cursed. In the wild, pale is peril, yet against every rule of nature, a few ghosts endure. The albino snake. When sunlight touches its pearl skin, the scales shine like glass. It is a mutation, a missing pigment called melanin. Most never reach adulthood. Without camouflage, they stand out to hawks, mongooses, even humans. Those that live become whispers in the undergrowth, hunting by vibration, not sight, relying on instinct where their eyes have failed. On a beach in Queensland, Australia, a hatchling struggles through the sand, tiny, perfect, and completely white. They called him Albie, the albino turtle. Only 1 in 10,000 turtles is born albino, and only 1 in 1,000 survives its first year. Albie beat the sand, the heat, the birds above, but his greatest enemy was visibility. The ocean loves to take back its treasures. In the bamboo fog of Sichuan, infrared cameras caught something no one had ever seen before. A pure white giant panda. No black ears, no eye patches, just a living snow bear with crimson eyes. Scientists confirmed it was an albino male, the first ever recorded in the wild. Albinism in pandas may be 1 in a million, and yet he walked strong, unbothered by the odds. But not all paleness comes from absence. Some animals are painted halfway between worlds. The pied peacock, half azure, half ivory, its plumage a mosaic of normal and leucistic feathers. Unlike albinos, leucistic creatures still produce pigment in their eyes, but their feathers refuse to absorb it. Every display of this half-white, half-colored train feels like a living painting. And in the forests of India walks its royal cousin, the white tiger. Born of a recessive gene in Bengal tigers, Its fur is not truly white, but pale gold with ice-gray stripes. In the wild, it is so rare that most alive today were born in captivity. Each pair of blue eyes and ivory fur reminds us how fragile beauty becomes when it is desired too much. Even the oceans have their ghosts. Divers off Hawaii once met a white manta ray, its 5-meter wings gliding through the dark like a celestial being. Leucism again, a genetic accident that removes the dark pigment melanin but not carotenoids. It is a giant angel drifting through a dying sea. And then a rarer miracle still, the white giraffe. Filmed in Kenya, it walked beneath the acacias like a spirit of the savannah. Its skin was not albino, but leucistic, soft and pale against the sun. Poachers killed 2 of its family, leaving just 1, a female, guarded day and night. She is the last of her kind on Earth. To be white in a world of color is to be seen by everyone and belong nowhere. Yet these pale faces of survival are proof that life will try every combination before it gives up. Whether born in snow, sand, or sea, each is a genetic miracle writing its final chapter in light. So if you ever see one, don't chase it, don't touch it, don't own it. Just watch. Because in that moment, you're not just seeing an animal. You're seeing a rare whisper of evolution itself.
If colors had voices, birds would be the loudest singers in creation. Every feather is a story. Every call a declaration that life still dares to dream. And among the billions of wings that fill our skies, a few belong to creatures so rare they seem sculpted from myth. In the lush canopies of South America, the sunlight catches something that looks almost unreal, the golden macaw. Feathers shimmer like liquid gold, a result of xanthochroism, where red pigments are lost, leaving the body drenched in yellow fire. Its eyes are pink-gray, its tongue white, a contrast so stark it feels painted by the gods themselves. Only a handful exist in aviaries, born from rare mutations in the blue and gold macaw line. To collectors, they're priceless. To nature, they're fragile. Golden sparks, one breath away from darkness. But there was once another bird so breathtaking, it became a symbol of paradise and extinction. The Spix's macaw. The animated film Rio was inspired by it. Sky blue, intelligent, playful. By 2000, it was declared extinct in the wild, victim of illegal trade and forest destruction in Brazil's Caatinga region. Yet in 2022, thanks to global breeding programs, 8 Spix's macaws returned home. For the first time in 2 decades, blue wings cut across Brazilian skies again, a rare rewind of extinction itself. In New Zealand's shadowed forests lives a creature that forgot how to fly, the kakapo, the world's only flightless parrot. Plump, moss-green, nocturnal, smelling faintly of honey and forest dust. When it walks, it waddles. When it calls, it booms, deep enough to vibrate through the ground. Once numbering in the thousands, by the 1990s, only 50 remained. Each bird now has a name, a guardian, and a radio transmitter. They are the most monitored parrots on Earth, proof that love and science can sometimes rewrite destiny. And then, in the sky above the Amazon, the wind splits open around a set of talons larger than a human hand, the Harpy Eagle. 2 meters of wingspan, feathers like armor, eyes like judgment. Named after the storm spirits of Greek legend, it can snatch a full-grown monkey from the canopy in a single strike. But this king of the sky has fallen to deforestation, its kingdom reduced to fragments. In El Salvador, it's already gone. In Panama and Brazil, conservationists climb impossible heights to guard the last nests. Every chick born is a small victory, a roar in the silence. Elsewhere, in the rolling meadows of Europe, another ghost flutters through the dusk, the great bustard. It is the heaviest flying bird on Earth, yet its numbers are collapsing from hunting and habitat loss. Males can weigh 20 kilograms, and during courtship they puff their chests like soldiers of the wind. Only a few thousand remain across the entire continent, once common, now nearly mythical. And high above the Himalayas, a flash of emerald and flame. The Himalayan monal, Nepal's national bird. Its feathers refract sunlight into every color of the rainbow, a living prism soaring between heaven and earth. But rising temperatures push it higher each year, chasing cooler air that may soon vanish altogether. From golden macaws to wingless parrots, from storm eagles to mountain rainbows, these are the voices of a vanishing orchestra. Each bird carries the light of an entire ecosystem. And when one fades, the silence grows louder. So the next time a bird crosses your window, pause, because even the simplest flutter might be the last echo of something extraordinary. Every kingdom has its rulers, and in the wild, crowns are not made of gold. They are earned through survival, strength, and silence. Among Earth's rarest creatures, a few still walk like ancient kings, their coats gleaming, their eyes carrying the fire of the old world. In the shadowed jungles of India, a golden figure prowls through the mist. At first glance, it seems like a dream, a tiger the color of sunrise. This is the golden tabby tiger, also known as the strawberry tiger. Its fur is pale orange, its stripes faint and cream-colored, its mane soft and thick like spun silk. The secret lies in a recessive wideband gene, a rare mutation carried by only a few Bengal tigers. In the wild, no more than a handful have ever existed. Today, perhaps fewer than 30 remain, all protected in sanctuaries. Each one is a living flame flickering on the edge of extinction. But the golden tiger has a ghostly cousin, the white tiger. Not a species, but a color variant born of a single genetic twist. Its blue eyes and ivory fur once dazzled kings and emperors, but human fascination nearly destroyed it. Through inbreeding and captivity, we multiplied beauty and magnified its suffering. Now, most white tigers carry genetic deformities, a silent cost of perfection. Across the African plains, the wind shifts and a pale mane gleams. The white lion, a creature once believed to be divine. For centuries, local tribes called them messengers of the gods, symbols of purity and courage. But rarity became their downfall. Hunters chased them for trophies, zoos bred them for profit. In the wild, only a few remain in South Africa's Timbavati region. Each step they take is history trying not to vanish. And then there's the phantom of the mountains, the snow leopard, seen by few, known by legend. It walks where the world ends, high in the Himalayas, in temperatures that freeze breath mid-air. Its thick coat, dappled with rosettes, camouflages it against the cliffs. It can leap 6 meters in a single bound, the length of a small car, yet makes almost no sound. There are fewer than 7,000 left, threatened by poaching and vanishing prey. To local herders, it is both spirit and thief, a predator to be feared, a ghost to be respected. And when the snow melts beneath its paws, it leaves no prints, only mystery. Far to the north, across the ice fields of Alaska, another ruler hunts in silence. The spirit bear, or Kermode bear, a rare white variant of the black bear found only in British Columbia's Great Bear Rainforest. 1 in 10 cubs carries the gene that turns its fur pale cream. To the Tsimshian people, it is sacred, a reminder of the time when the world was still white with snow. They call it Mokskamol, the ghost of the rainforest. It moves through moss and mist, a living echo of glacial memory. And deep beneath the African night sky, a pair of golden eyes gleam from the grass. The black panther, not a species, but a shadow, a melanistic jaguar or leopard born from pigment overload. Its spots are still there, hidden under the black, visible only when moonlight bends across its fur. For centuries, people called it the devil's cat, a phantom that could melt into darkness itself. But in truth, its evolution's secret weapon, a hunter forged for the night. From golden tigers to white lions, from mountain ghosts to forest spirits, these are the monarchs of the untamed world. Each reigns over a shrinking throne, their kingdoms crumbling beneath human expansion. And yet, every roar, every track, every silent glance reminds us that the wild still remembers what power looks like. Because true royalty doesn't live in palaces. It walks on 4 paws, hunts by instinct, and rules with the quiet authority of survival. Somewhere between science and myth, there are creatures that seem to have borrowed traits from 2 worlds. Their faces, their bodies, even their DNA carry the signatures of more than one life. They are nature's puzzles, its living paradoxes. In a quiet farmhouse in North Carolina, a kitten was found with a split of color so perfect that it looked as if a line had been drawn down her face. Half midnight black, half flame orange. One eye green, the other blue. Her name is Venus, the two-faced cat. She is a chimera, a fusion of 2 embryos that merged before birth, leaving her with 2 sets of DNA in one body. Scientists call it genetic mosaicism. Artists call it perfection. Every hair on Venus's face is a stroke from 2 different creatures, sharing one soul. But Venus is not alone in this mirror world. High in the skies above Pennsylvania, a rare bird appeared in a garden feeder in 2019, a bilateral gynandromorph cardinal. Split clean down the middle, 1/2 male scarlet, 1/2 female tan. Half song, half silence. Its body divided by biology itself. Such birds form when an egg is fertilized by 2 sperm at once, male and female cells growing side by side. Less than 1 in a million cardinals ever display it. And for a moment, the world was reminded that nature does not believe in binary. Across the sea, a marine legend rises from the waves of France's Atlantic coast, the split lobster. Half orange, half blue, each side perfectly divided. This too is a chimera, a creature born of two embryos that never fully separated. It looks painted by hand, but it is real, and the odds of finding one are around 1 in 50 million. In a world of patterns, it is the mistake that became art. Then there are creatures that time seems to have forgotten to update, the timeless. The coelacanth, a deep-sea fish believed to have been extinct for 66 million years, was found alive in 1938 off South Africa. A living fossil with lobed fins that walk along the sea floor. Its blood filled with oils that glow under blue light. It is as if prehistoric oceans left behind a souvenir. In Turkmenistan's sun-drenched deserts, a different kind of miracle runs, the Akhal-Teke Horse. Its coat reflects light like polished metal, a natural mirror born from microscopic ridges in each hair. 7,000 remain, each one descended from horses that carried warriors across the Silk Road. They are called golden horses, and under the sun, they don't shine, they burn. And deep in the tropical Pacific lurks a creature that changes its shape and color like thought itself, the mimic octopus. It can imitate lionfish, flatfish, sea snakes, even crabs. It doesn't just copy appearance, it copies behavior. A master of illusion in a world of predators, the mimic octopus is a reminder that survival isn't always about strength. Sometimes it's about the perfect lie. From two-faced cats to split lobsters, from golden horses to prehistoric fish, these are nature's experiments. Accidents so beautiful they become legends. They blur the boundaries between past and present, between one life and another. Proof that in the laboratory of evolution, even mistakes can be masterpieces. And somewhere out there, as you listen to this, a cat with two faces blinks in the dark. A lobster, half blue and half gold, walks the sea floor, and the ancient coelacanth still swims in slow motion through the shadows of time. Every creature you've met so far, the bright, the pale, the two-faced, the royal, has something in common. They all still exist. But in the dim corners of the earth, there are others, so few, so fragile, that even saying their names feels like speaking a prayer. These are the fading shadows, the rarest of the rare, the last witnesses of what the planet once was. Beneath the rolling surf of Mexico's Gulf of California, a small shape darts through the murky water. It's a porpoise, but smaller than a human child. This is the vaquita, the rarest marine mammal on Earth. Barely 5 feet long, with dark rings around its eyes like ink tears. In 1997, there were nearly 600. Today, scientists believe there are fewer than 10 left. Not hunted for their meat, but caught as bycatch in illegal fishing nets. Each one that dies brings its species closer to silence. Marine patrols guard them day and night now, but the ocean is wide and time is narrow. Every sighting is a miracle, every heartbeat a countdown. In the sweltering jungles of Indonesia's Ujung Kulon National Park, a heavy shadow moves among the ferns. The Javan rhino, once spread across Southeast Asia, now trapped in a single sanctuary. Only 70 remain, each one known by photograph and name. They have no natural enemies except humans and fate. A single tsunami could wipe them from history. Park rangers guard them like living treasures, their footprints tracked like sacred symbols in the mud. When one calf was born in 2021, it was celebrated across the world, a single spark in an ocean of darkness. And high in the misty mountains between Vietnam and Laos walks an animal that even science barely believes in, the Saola. Discovered only in 1992, it is called the Asian unicorn, a shy forest antelope with long parallel horns and eyes that seem permanently startled by the modern world. No one has ever seen a Saola in the wild twice. They move like whispers between trees, leaving only hoof prints and camera-trap glimpses. Conservationists compare them to ghosts that haven't realized they're gone. Farther south, in the rivers of Borneo, a gentle giant slides through the current, the Irrawaddy dolphin. With its rounded face and small smile, it looks almost human, but pollution, dams, and electric fishing have carved away its world. Only a few hundred survive, their soft clicks echoing through waters now filled with engines. When they surface, it feels less like an animal breathing and more like the planet sighing. And deep in the forests of Madagascar, a creature straight from nightmares blinks through the darkness, the eye, a lemur with giant eyes, giant ears, and a skeletal middle finger used to tap on wood and listen for insects hiding beneath trees. Locals once believed it brought death and killed it on sight. Now there are only scattered pockets left, misunderstood geniuses of evolution who sense life inside trees through sound alone. But the fading shadows are not only on land. In the deep blue, another heartbeat weakens, the hawksbill sea turtle. Its shell, once coveted for jewelry, has driven it to the edge of extinction. Only 1 in 1,000 hatchlings reach adulthood. Now most nesting beaches are silent, their sands cold under artificial light. And somewhere beneath those same waves, the giant devil ray, one of the ocean's largest and gentlest creatures, glides alone. Once common across the Mediterranean, now its population has fallen by more than 90%. It's caught, ironically, by the very nets meant to catch fish. Sometimes we destroy beauty not because we hate it, but because we never look closely enough to see it. These are not just animals. They are living testaments of how close we stand to emptiness. Each carries millions of years of evolution, compressed into a single fragile body. And if they vanish, so too does a part of ourselves. Because the story of extinction is not written in death, it's written in forgetting. But there is still time. Every calf born, every dolphin rescued, every net removed is a line rewritten in nature's favor. And maybe, if we listen closely, the fading shadows might not fade at all.
We began this journey among legends. Foxes painted in shadow, tigers gilded in sunlight, dolphins blushing pink. We met ghosts of ice and fire, creatures too strange to be real, too rare to remain forgotten. But this story, the story of the world's rarest animals, is not about rarity, it's about resilience. Even at the edge of extinction, life refuses to surrender. In Kenya, rangers guard the last 2 northern white rhinos, Najan and Fatu,
mother and daughter. They are the last of their kind, but scientists now carry their hope in frozen vials of DNA, preparing to rewrite what extinction means. In China, conservationists reforest the mountain slopes where giant pandas once wandered freely. Slowly, bamboo returns, and with it the rustle of paws, the soft chewing of new life. In the Galapagos, biologists rediscovered the Fernandina giant tortoise, a species thought lost for a century. She was found alone, sleeping beneath a lava overhang, carrying an entire species on her back. And now she is no longer alone. Hope isn't loud. It doesn't roar like a lion or thunder like an eagle's wings. It whispers in quiet forests and hidden seas, in the steady hands of those who care. Somewhere in the Pacific, a fisherman frees a blue lobster instead of keeping it. Somewhere in the Arctic, a drone maps polar bear migrations to protect their dens. Somewhere in a small lab, a scientist decodes the axolotl's DNA, searching for the secrets of regeneration. Proof that what nature creates to survive might one day help us do the same. But make no mistake, this is not just a tale of animals. It is a mirror. Every vanished species reflects the choices we make. Every survivor reflects the mercy we still have. When the Harpy Eagle returns to Panama's skies, when the Kakapo chick hatches under the careful gaze of its human guardians, when coral blooms again on bleached reefs, the earth itself exhales. So pause for a moment. Close your eyes. Listen. Can you hear it? The faint rhythm beneath everything, the heartbeat of the wild. It beats in the wing of every bird, the fin of every dolphin, the paw print pressed into the snow. That sound is older than humanity, and it's calling us back to remember that we are not above nature, but of it. If we protect what remains, if we fight for the forgotten, if we believe that rarity is worth rescuing, then maybe generations from now, children will still wake to a dawn filled with song, to oceans that breathe, to forests that whisper their names. Because the wild does not ask for much, only that we let it live. And in return, it gives us everything: beauty, wonder, and the reminder that we are part of something greater.